self-discipline, um, integrity, and loyalty. Um, when you start talking about the self-discipline, which we already kind of went into, then you start talking about the integrity of a person.
Hmm.
To be honest, to be that space to where I know it's wrong, and I got to hold myself accountable being wrong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then you start talking about the loyalty. Yeah, I mentored you coming through,
Hmm.
but I'm also loyal to you
Yeah,
because if you need me, I'm coming.
yeah.
I'm coming. Um,
Hey, he ain't just saying that. This has been real. I've been able to make phone calls, and I got the man's cell phone. This was back in the day when I was younger too.
yeah,
It's not just I got older. I'm
yeah,
saying he man's been 100. So what he's saying here is facts.
yeah. So that's just a part of that thing to where when I entered into, just talking about your life, that's a lifelong relationship.
For sure.
This ain't just halfway, I'm gonna just get you through high school. No,
Hmm.
I've entered into your life as a man that you trust, and I gotta always be there for you.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
matter what the storm may be, I gotta be there.
For sure.
And so that loyalty has to, be there, and I have to have the integrity to tell you when you're wrong
Hmm.
and also, build you up through that whole thing, and you know, and to say, hey man, you gotta get some discipline about what you're doing, man.
Yeah,
You got to get this right because, you too are gonna be a father.
yeah.
You too are gonna be a husband.
Mm.
And you gotta make sure that you got yourself together before you start interfering with other people's life or you bring a life into this world and you ain't doing nothing with it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You messing it up just as bad as you was messed up.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Exactly. I want to add into that also humility,
Mm,
because in this discipleship situation, this relationship, you may make a mistake.
yeah.
All right, granted, I can go ahead and be like, look, man, I got it wrong on that one. I apologize. And I'm the older person.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And I've got to have the humility to be like, you know what? I missed that on that one, man. So, hey, I'm asking you to forgive me for that. That goes so far for a young person watching that, because then it's like, okay, now I see that he can not only accept responsibility, but hey, man, he can come to the table and get it right with me, man. So now I know I can do that same thing in myself and not be looked at as a weaker man
Right,
or
right,
a
right.
lesser man, because the man I'm looking at as a mentor, a man I follow and like his character, can show and model that in front of me.
Hmm.
It makes a difference.
It does. It
Because if
does.
you make that mistake and you don't want to own up in front of it, now you done broke character. It's like, okay, I see you done jacked up. And even if it gets brought to the carpet and you never accept that, all right, man, you get knocked down a couple pegs.
Yeah, I don't have no love for you right now.
Yeah, yeah.
So now I got to rebuild all that
A lot of
to get
trust
back to where
loss.
we were. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, cool, cool, cool. So next question. How should older men hold younger men accountable without discouraging them or coming off as controlling them?
I think we have to stay focused on dignity of an individual.
Okay.
Um, we talked about not taking that moment of a mistake and addressing it in front of the individual's peers.
Yeah.
And nowadays with social media, that thing goes into a broader space. And so we have to make sure that we keep that dignity,
Mm-hmm.
and we respect that individual as a human being
Yeah.
and treat them as a human being. In my line of work, I think that's what got me so far in my job
Yeah.
is that I always made sure I treated you like a human.
Did.
I didn't treat you how you acted
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because if I treated you like that, then what kind of man of God would I be? Because God don't he don't give me everything that I deserve.
Hmm.
He don't, and I thank God he doesn't
Yeah.
because there's some stuff to where he should have just took me on up out of here.
Right.
I
Right.
know that for sure.
I earned a couple bad ones.
I did. I did. You know, and then at the same time, he gave me enough um accountability to where it made me humble,
Yeah.
like we talked about. And so I think if I just give you that dignity of an individual space and allow that to be dealt with in that area, we come out on top. Because
Yeah.
I can give you some examples. I can't do it in front of everybody.
Mhm.
So man, when I catch stars, I'm gonna catch them later. Holler at them. What happened?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And I think it's good training also because you're treating this young man like a grown man early
Mm-hmm.
to show them the expectation of this is how we expect you to rock once you get out of here.
Yeah, man.
See, you're under leadership right now, you're under guidance right now as a younger man, but once you turn 18, they see you as a grown man now and they expect you to move as such.
That's right.
And I need you to know you're going to make mistakes in doing it. So let me get you trained in that way now while I have hands on you, I have
Mm-hmm.
eyes on you, and I can help guide you and move you left to the right, get
Right.
you back centered like you need to be, because this is what's going to be the expectation. But I'm not treating you with kid gloves because you're not going to be a kid too much longer
Right. Because
in
once
a
this
lot of people's
covers off of
eyes.
you, it's on.
Yeah, yeah.
Because trust and believe, the way we treating you right now,